Hey, pre-notification gang. Quick text message. Thanks to the resub, Leon. Hold on 1 second. I'm the resub rep. There we go. And the resub Dinky and Sand. And Salsa, Connor, and Solid. Yeah, I don't know how long the Twitter thing's gonna last for, but probably not too long. Thanks to the resub Kickback, Bagels, Nick, Chupacabra, Aka, Camino, and the gift sub Cheese, and Tier 1 Dude. There's an only update, and it's a bed to skip the train tracks. Oh my god, that's amazing. Thanks to resub Draco and Cheese. Tier 1 Landon, resub Soggy and John. And resub Christian. Not doing only up tonight, though. And the resub Pulse, Tier 1 Gatsby, and the Prime Sakai. Apparently, the Twitter restrictions are theorized to be related to their self-DDoSing, not data scraping. No, I've seen the theory that it's because of the web services. Like, the reason you have to sign in to view tweets is to try and keep their costs a little lower on the back end from the web service hosting. There's resub Syndrasia and Taha. No, I didn't see that at all, Dolgarin. First I've heard of that. Why is Twitter kicking their user base off? Like I said, the leading theory is because they're not paying the upkeep they need in the back end for their web hosting, or the services. No, I haven't watched it yet, Pringle. I was going to watch it like tomorrow or something. Oh yeah, the One Ring did get found, allegedly. I'm not fully convinced it's real. Oh, they didn't have a picture of it on here. Oh wait, was that? Oh, nope. Damn it. Wizards did confirm it. Shit. Yeah, I saw the picture. It was PSA graded, which is a big blunder because Beckett was agreeing to do something special for grading it. Next we said Mackie, Laws, Helix, and the Bits, Gibbs, and Krabby. We did just announce the Moist Esports Street Fighter 6 rep. Go to the Twitter. Why, do you think it wasn't real? Just copium, really. PSA has graded at least one fake card before, and yesterday, I guess early yesterday, Wizards didn't confirm it, just PSA. I just find it very hard to believe that it was found that quickly, I guess. There's a tier 1 4-leaf in the Prime Calamity and the resub Arthi. Can't check Twitter, no account. Oh, fuck, wait, you're totally right. Oh my god, wait. Wait, that's actually fucking wildly detrimental for for our esports org. Wait, holy shit. I didn't think about that at all. That didn't even fucking cross my mind. Thanks to the 10 gift subs, 4-leaf, and the resub Booster, Blunt, Pargus, Moop, and the Prime Dean. And the gift sub Sheesh, and the resub G4. Wow. It makes no fucking sense to me that they would do that shit. Like I said, the leading conspiracy theory is due to their back-end hosting services trying to keep that shit low and squeeze by with not paying a ton. Man, I didn't even think about the ramifications for our esports in general, actually. Because almost all of the esports orgs are super active on Twitter as a means of like communicating with the community. But yeah, our Street Fighter 6 pickup is just a kid. I'll announce it since literally no one can see it. We got Jack. Wow, that is actually fucking nuts. Well, hopefully it's very temporary. Like super temporary. Easy tier 1 T-Banks. Jesus. Thanks to the resub ACG. Oh, I play Street Fighter 6 on the PC. I don't really console game very much unless I have to, like Final Fantasy. No, I didn't even get to see it before it got released, Butter. But I did see it released. Haven't finished watching it yet, but it's great so far. Thanks to give sub Thrax and the resub split. And the resub Jules. Have you done the icon fight after Titan yet? No, that's where I'm at right now. Thanks to resub Chapo and Mitch. And I haven't watched that yet, Dost and Brody. Thanks to Prime Step, bro. There's some Mary Jane. The bit's broken. No, I definitely never box in this. But it was a really cool event. I got to watch a good chunk of it. 3.4 million concurrent viewers for pretty much the whole thing. This is wrong. I believe it peaked at 3.6 million. And it held like a steady 3.4 for the entire event. It was actually unreal. Everything he does is so top-notch. Like, the production quality on everything is unrivaled in the space. Thanks to the resub. Rec, Parallel, and the gift sub Soup. Final Fantasy 16 has been pretty good so far. I say pretty good because I don't think it's a masterpiece, but I do really like it a lot. It's a tier 1 chunky. But I am a little underwhelmed with the complete lack of RPG elements as well as the abominable level design. Lack thereof level design. It's just hold forward. What event is this? It's a boxing event held by eBay. It was today. Thanks to the resub Landon. Mickey and the Prime Wet. You doing the side missions? Yeah, I'm doing a good handful of them, but they haven't been great so far. We still open them, Scoots. You can have the cards though. I don't really care. People still think that guys like XQC can kill a platform when moving to kick. What? You realize he doesn't hold 3.4 million viewers every stream, right? Even when he's just normally streaming, he's still huge, of course, but this is not exactly the average here, brother. XQC puts in degenerate hours of like actually 18 hours a day and holds usually like 50k, so yeah, I mean, people aren't wrong to be like that's a dent in Twitch's overall viewership since the platform's so fucking top heavy. Thanks to resub Dong and Papaya. Hey! There's just a kid there. Hey, hey! Hope you've had a good day. Also, mentioned it just a moment ago, but didn't even consider the unfortunate circumstances with current Twitter. So most people in chat can't actually see the tweet because of the restrictions now. So I'm just going to have to keep reminding people about the new signing. So hopefully that'll be a very temporary change on Twitter. Thanks to resub Happy Time, East, and Goofy. Who the fuck uses Twitter that much? Every unverified account can pretty much hit their limit within 3 full scrolls. Assuming it's a new account. I think it's 3 full scrolls on a brand new account. You hit your limit. So then double that if you've had an account for a while. Or no. Since he upped it to 500, I think it was like 4 full scrolls or some shit. I don't remember. I was looking at it before stream and I already forgot. Thanks to resub Bullet. Thanks to the resub Galactic. So yeah, very unfortunate timing on that new change today. Well, we're very excited for Just a Kid. I like our odds in Street Fighter with him leading the charge. No, we're not doing Only Up today. Probably just going to go over shit for a little while. And then, assuming the stream's not lagging, I'll actually probably grind a little bit of Street Fighter 6 to celebrate. I want to try out another new character that doesn't use charge. Thanks, resub Dampest. Thanks to tier 1 Kilroy. The resub Doodle. Did you see Howie Mandel's apology song for the prolapse? Nah, but I bet it bangs. Only Up got banned off Steam anyway. No shot. No shot it got banned off Steam. Oh, Only Up pulled from Steam. Over the stolen assets. Oh, now it's back. It's already back. Yeah, so it was... here, I'll just bring it down. Looks like it was off for only a few hours. Thanks to Resub Ghost and Theo. Oh wow, they're even speedrunning getting banned. Yeah. I mean, half their assets are fucking stolen, so, you know. One of those things. The bits, Kev. You can beat all the Fallout games faster than you can beat Gollum. Well, yeah. The Gollum speedrun's like 3 hours and some change, so of course. Bloodborne's my favorite Soulsborne game. He's the Prime Mew. What's your highest ranked character in Street Fighter 6? Actually, is it Dhalsim? I think it's Dhalsim. Not sure, but I'm gonna try a new one tonight. I'm pretty sure Marissa doesn't use charge, right? Thanks for 5 gift subs, Chasen. Play Jury for Jack. I don't know. Jury's tough. Jury's might be a little out of my realm of expertise. You have to know like your own skill level, and I don't know if I can do Jury. Thanks to the Prime. Skinner. I think she's one of the only characters marked as hard, and rightfully so. Thanks to resub Trevro. And the Prime Bill. Thanks for another 5 gift subs, Jason. Yeah, just a kid's Jury main. And the 5 gift subs, Kav. Thank you for that. How long do you think Twitter will be able to have this change before they remove it? No clue. Legitimately no clue. Thanks to the bits, chicken. That's what I was talking about a minute ago, Naruto. And the Resub Temple. That conspiracy theory on the Twitter changes. And yeah, unfortunately, the one ring was found. The one ring is gone. Thanks to Resub Serene. And Plu. Oh. Yeah, I know. It got found so quick. I didn't think that would happen. I thought it'd be like actual months, but looks like they played legit. No, I'm sure they'll turn it in for the $2 million bounty. No shot that they're just gonna hold on to it. They'd be the dumbest person on earth. Is it by an influencer? No, I don't think so. I think it's just a completely random person, which is good. Thanks the resub shadow. Bit soups. What is that, like a video soup? Thanks for 10 gift subs, Kav. Appreciate the generosity. What was the point of them getting it PSA graded? I don't know. If they were going to get it graded, it should have been by Beckett because they were offering to do like a really cool slab. Thanks for resub Adwad. And Sinister. And Apple. Thoughts on Musk versus Elon? Never happening. It's the Prime Dinner and Envy. There's some Mark and Raining. You see, Italy offered the Colosseum for their fight. No, all that's just like goofy stuff though. None of that's real. Thanks, resub Zero. Oh, quick text message. And the resub crying. What do you think is the best alternative to Twitter as of today? Going outside. I don't know. There's no alternative. This was something we just talked about recently, but I think it's a good point. Everything's become so centralized. Like if you need advice, help on anything, or just general conglomerate of information, you go to like Reddit. Instead of like back in the day, you'd go to a ton of forums. If you need like real-time shit posting, real-time breaking everything, you go to Twitter, as opposed to going to a bunch of different other sources and forums from back in the day. It's like really convenient, but also really upsetting in a lot of ways. I miss the days of a lot of like other forums popping up so you get different groups as opposed to everything being so unified. Is definitely not the right word because no one's ever on the same page on the platforms, but just everything being so centralized. Thanks a bit soup. The resub courage. What, you want MySpace? I just want other options. Like, let's think about Reddit. What are the alternatives to Reddit? Reset era, I guess, if you just want to whine about nothing forever. But that's it. Just literally whining about, like, games. And then I don't think there's anything else. And then Twitter, I think there's only, what, Gab? 4chan? 4chan's just more shitposty. 4chan, I feel, would be more of an alternative to Twitter as opposed to Reddit. I don't know why people are saying Quora. Who the fuck uses Quora? Thanks for resub amateur and dim. Tumblr's super dead. Tumblr's worthless. Also, nothing like Reddit at all. Once again, that's just another like shitpost site or art dump. Isn't it pronounced Cora? I don't know. I don't use it. Shit's worthless. Anytime I type a question into Google and get a Cora, whatever response, I know for a fact it's a completely worthless place to visit, so I never even bother. I've never once seen anything of worth on that place. It's trash. No, Quora is so much worse than Yahoo Answers. It's not even comparable. Thanks a 10 gift subs, Famine. Maybe you're right then, Arrow. Maybe that's why I just never hear of it. Is resub risen? You're smoking crack? What are you talking about? Quora fucking sucks. You can ask it any question and you will just get nothing but the worst possible responses that aren't even close to being right. For example, actually, I just did this the other day because I didn't mean to click on Quora, but I accidentally did when looking up a One Piece question. I asked on Google, I said, this is going to be a One Piece spoiler, when does Nico Robin rejoin the Straw Hat Pirates? The first response was Quora. And it literally gave me three different Quora ones. All three were wrong. Actually wrong. One of them said Nico Robin doesn't leave the Straw Hat Pirates and then goes into her backstory on like who she is and this and that. Another one said like she doesn't rejoin until like after Marineford, which is again fucking wrong. It just you get nothing of value from fucking Quora. That site is terrible. You want to spoil yourself? I already know everything about it because Tiana binged all of it, so I pretty much know all the main components of it. I was just curious how much longer it would be till she rejoins because I always, I always get kind of impatient. I'd rather just know because then I kind of have a gauge on when the arc's coming to an end, so that way I don't accidentally watch filler again. Is resub Cosmic in American football? The bits arrow. Quora is cool for opinion questions. I feel like that's like the worst place to get opinions from if they can't even answer factually identifiable answers correctly. Like I could have just went to the One Piece wiki, but Quora was ahead of it. Thanks, resub Mammoth. Has that Idol show released the 5th episode? Not till tomorrow at 9. Thanks the resub. Chalupa. Bro judging the whole platform because of One Piece wrong info. Is there such thing as a Quora enthusiast? Like, why is there a Quora defender here? It sucks. That was just the most recent example I could pick from. I have legitimately never once gotten a single good answer to anything I've ever asked on Google from Quora. That site is fucking trash. Thanks, resub Sinzin and Gnarly. Oh yeah, I did see that on Twitter. I didn't watch it though, Biz. How did it go? Yeah, we're gonna do some Street Fighter tonight. I want to try Marissa. You see they're making an Avatar: The Last Airbender game. I feel like I heard about it, but I've already forgotten. There's the Bits Boy. The Small Soldiers trailer. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Is this it? War for Necron? Oh, it's a proof of concept trailer. Okay, this isn't like a big promo piece, is it? Seems like it's more of a passion project. Yeah, it seems like it's fan-made. Oh, that's not the one. Still looked pretty impressive just from just from the couple of seconds. Things of the Bits Naruto and the Prime Souls. Yeah, the original Small Soldiers was great. Bet you didn't know it was PG-13. Went hard. There's a Prime Zint and the resub gift. No, that is the one. Oh, okay. They also had a really cool game on, I believe it was the PlayStation 1. Unreal Engine 5's nuts. Thanks, resub Jason. Is this like a sequel? No, I don't believe so. This is a proof of concept. And I'd say the concept's looking great. Is it a game or a movie? I think it's supposed to be a movie. Thanks, resub Inch. God, this shit is so cool. This is brand new and yet I'm still getting nostalgic because of Small Soldiers from back in the day. Okay, I don't want to spoil the whole thing. I'll finish watching it later. I'll leave everyone blue-balled so you can finish it on your own. What is it, though? Oh. It's clearly done by, like, a full studio. So it's got, like, real weight behind the project. He's a Prime Cam in the resub Chaos. Resub Sigmundo. That's always so weird. What do you mean? Imagine being a React Andy who doesn't react. Brother, I haven't done that in over a year. Or, well, CoffeeZilla, but that was 6 months ago. And CoffeeZilla and I used to talk about the videos. So I have literally only ever watched like friends' content over the last year with their permission, and even then I haven't done it in like 6 months. Or movie and game trailers. I am excited for Jujutsu Kaisen. Thanks, Resub Vic. Resub Musin. Bleach and Jujutsu Kaisen are next week. Oh yeah, Hell's Paradise just ended. I felt like the final episode was a really weird stopping point. And you're right, I saw that. Gollum devs closed. Thanks for 5 gift subs, Ollie. Why? What happened? I don't know. The game was an absolute flop. We kind of got clowned on really hard, too, for it. I'm also guessing this was a very expensive endeavor for them. And it didn't pay off. Oh yeah, they also did announce recently that they were working on another Lord of the Rings game after Gollum. But I guess that's no more. Yet they're still going out with a bang. They're going to keep updating Gollum, thank God. And they're releasing a Nintendo Switch version. I don't know why, but alright. This is always so weird. In our review of Lord of the Rings Gollum, we gave it a 4 out of 10. We said the game is filled with dull stealth, bad platforming, a pointless story, and does little to justify why anyone should take the time to play it. Why did you give it a 4 out of 10 then? That sounds like a 2. Thanks, Resub Engineer, Slide, and Jacob. I'll check it out, Soup. Just not tonight. Thanks, Resub DeLorean. Resub Mercurius and Bits Arrow. Three and below should be crashes all the time or straight up doesn't boot a 1. I totally disagree. I think everyone's been so contaminated by IGN grading, where if it's a 5, it's dog shit. If it's a 7, it's like okay, like almost worth playing, and then an 8 is average. I think that's stupid. I think that's a very dumb way of doing it. Resub Snorlato, Evade, and Supa. It does suck because Daedalic was behind good point-and-click games. Yeah, I legitimately feel bad for the studio. Like, actually, I feel bad for them. This is their first game that wasn't point-and-click. I don't know if it was their decision to, you know, shy away from point-and-click, but they shouldn't have done it with this. I think if you're going to try a new genre, maybe dip your toes in it first. So that way you don't release something this bad. Like, maybe release a smaller indie game. Get your bearings. Thanks for resub Taekwondo. And Hubie. Okay, but it's actually not worse than Redfall. No, but it like actually is worse than Redfall. Like you can objectively say it is worse than Redfall. Redfall is not far behind it, like it's only marginally better, but Gollum is definitely worse. Is it Prime Spooky? Were you the one that recommended that like a month ago, Jay? Or am I thinking of something else? Because yeah, I did see something for Spawn, and I think it was probably that. Thanks to resub Enigma. Just wanted to say I think the fact I saw Godslap in my local comic shop was awesome. Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, Godslap's in a good handful of comic shops now, which is very nice. Thanks to resub Young. And the Plague Seeker animation, our other comic, that animation will be out. Should be mid this week, I believe. So we're on the come up. Thanks to Bits Taekwondo. And the resub Amateur. Yeah, I'm excited for the Barbie movie. It's going to be great. If you were to ever make a game, what genre would it be? I've had a banger idea for a game for actual years, but no way of making it. One day. I'm not giving anything away. I don't want any vultures to steal it. Exhibits Turtles and Jay. That's my game. It's an innovative new idea that doesn't play by the rules. Oh, gotcha, Jay. But yeah, I think I saw what you're talking about. Apparently, Indiana Jones 5 has a fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes, and yet the Mario movie is still rotten. Wait, what do you mean? I don't know why you're comparing the two, but I am curious. I've heard nothing but bad things about Indiana Jones 5. And it did not look very good, unfortunately. Oh, you're talking about from critics. Yeah, it's worthless. But then again, so is the audience score. I think audience score is equally worthless because Plane has like a 93%. Rotten Tomatoes audience score is literally only people that absolutely love it or absolutely hate it. There's never any like legitimate like reviews. It's only I went into this knowing I'm going to love it and will convince myself that no matter what I did love it, or I went into this knowing I was going to hate it, so no matter what I'm going to hate it, and that's it. It's fucking worthless on both sides. Plane is not good. It's just not. Thanks to resub Tornadoes and Purple Zeo. It's not even fun bad. It's an action movie, but they forgot the action. So it has all the cheese of like a classic action movie with none of the action. It's fucking worthless. They gave you the burger and forgot all of the toppings. Thanks to resub Zombina. Thanks to resub Checkers. And the resub McNugget. What video game do you think would make a banger movie slash series? None of them. I don't think there's any game that lends itself naturally to movies aside from things that are like. I actually think The Last of Us was pretty seamless. Like that one was so free. So I guess I guess like more really narrative driven games. Thanks the resubs Smeed. Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, that'd be another one that'd fall in there. God of War I think is going to be trash. I think the God of War show is going to be horrible. You can't have games that rely too heavily on things that are going to require special effects. It's going to look so fucking goofy. The entire VFX industry is overworked and underpaid. There is no way they're going to be able to knock God of War effects out of the park, and you're going to need a lot of them. Last of Us works because you don't really need any of that. Yeah, I'll have to do another one, Taekwondo. Maybe next year I'll do another update to that tier list. That being said, why don't they make more animated stuff? Too expensive, they don't bother. I wish there was more animated stuff. I'd love more things like Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I would love that. Thanks to Prime Dutiful. Last of Us had a lot of CGI. There's a difference between CGI and things like magic powers, right? So, for example, having Thor fly around, if they were, let's say they took God of War Ragnarok, and, well, they are making a God of War show. So let's say they go all the way up to Ragnarok, they have Thor. Thor flying around with his hammer, shooting lightning and shit like that. Kratos then going in the Spartan rage, having all kinds of particle effects and all that shit needing to be captured in live action would be fucking horrible. Oh, true, the World Serpent alone would kill the fucking budget. Thanks to Resub Allen and Gamer. Oh, it is all CGI, of course, but it's different kinds. There's a huge difference between, like, in Last of Us, I know they did a lot of CGI for some of the background work. There's a huge difference between making a convincing background and a convincing magic spell. Like, it's a huge fucking difference. Or having, like, convincing, like, undead glowing enemies that also blow up into, like, magic effects. You'll end up having it look like a CW show. He's a tier 1 Earl. I think a Destiny animated series could be cool. There's so much lore, it'd be awesome to see on screen. Yeah. Maybe they should learn how to, like, actually tell the story, though. Lightfall was a disaster on that regard. Took them an additional 3 months just to drop what the fuck the Veil is. Is the resub Metal Gear. At least God of War has Cory Balrog at the helm, whereas Halo showrunner were smoking crack. Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to be very wrong, and God of War turns out to be a great show. I just don't have a ton of confidence in it. Thanks to give sub John. I would love to see it succeed, though. I love God of War. Thanks to resub H. Or, I keep saying Balrog. Whatever. You know who I meant. He's a tier 1 orange. And the prime 6. You're negative about everything, at least have some positivity? What are you talking about, man? I feel like I'm significantly more positive about things than I am negative. For example, Final Fantasy 16. I went into that expecting it to be game of the year. I had nothing but incredible impressions of everything. Great attitude about all of it. And it's good, but it's not game of the year. Like, I go in to a lot of things with high expectations. No, I haven't finished it yet. I'm just after the Titan icon. So, we're getting there. I'm going at a leisurely pace. Rancid Taste, definitely game of the year. It's a good game, it's definitely not game of the year. No shot. Absolutely no shot. Brother, there is no such thing as a level design in that game. It is hold forward for mob, and then hold forward for next mob, and now here's your cutscene. The cutscenes are great, though. I love the story. Side quests have been terrible so far, but apparently they get good. Thanks to resub Villy. Oh, also the pseudo open world is beyond barren and worthless. The only reason to ever engage with the open world is either to bang out a side quest or just do a little bit of farming. There is nothing else. Absolutely nothing. The hunts are cool. Agreed. The hunts are cool. I've done a few of the hunts so far. Those are nice. Do you prefer Final Fantasy 15 or 16? Oh, 16, for sure. I still think it's a good game. It's just, I went in with such an incredibly high bar that I can't help but be a little underwhelmed because of how awful the fucking levels are. They're not levels. They're literally not levels. Like, I don't mind linearity, but this isn't linearity. This is actually just, here's 2 mobs in a cutscene. Forever, so far. Thanks, resub, Animaniac. They needed dungeons and fun minigames to make the world better. It's absolutely my biggest gripe. Couldn't agree more. I am shocked that there's not dungeons. I thought for sure when I was reaching, well, I'm still like in mid-game, but I thought for sure when I was approaching mid-game they'd introduce dungeons as a concept. I couldn't believe it. Thanks to 5 gift subs, She Love, and Breath. I'll start speedrunning Golem pretty soon. You hear about the influencer who faked her child getting kidnapped? Yeah. Unless there's a new one. Did this just happen? Because if you're talking about the parking lot lady, I made a whole video on that. Thanks, resub Swan. Thanks, resub Bob. Well, Tears of the Kingdom win Game of the Year. It's definitely one of the front runners. Thanks, Tier 1. Confinding. Is the combat at least decent in Final Fantasy 16? I love the combat. I think the combat is great. Hold on, quick text message. Thanks for the... I already said that. Oh, no, I didn't. Thanks for the resub, Stark. Thanks for resub, Spiky, in the Prime Chop. I'm gonna see Indiana Jones soon. I just haven't had a chance to see it yet. We've had our esports guys in town for boot camp, so we've been doing a lot. We haven't dropped an anime moist meter in a while. Why is that? Not true at all. I just made a whole... Well, it wasn't a moist meter. I made a whole video about Vinland Saga Season 2 being slept on. Thoughts on Overwatch 2 PvE being rated super mid? Who's surprised? I'm surprised anyone's even playing it, honestly. I don't know how many chances people are going to give to Overwatch before they finally just say enough is enough. Oh, I'm sorry, just one more second. Okay. Oh yeah, Overwatch has an anime coming out. Good point. Maybe that's what's gonna finally save it. It's coming out in 5 days as well. Rejoice, Overwatch fans. This'll solve all the problems. They want to be cyberpunk so bad. Well, everyone wants to be cyberpunk so bad because that went so hard. It's going to be mid. I'm expecting it to be far below mid. I said this before. I really feel like Overwatch is going to be an extremely hard story to make interesting for like an animation or an animated format. Shorts work fine for the characters to introduce them, but I just don't think they really have any real meat to make it interesting, to make like an actual fun universe out of. And I was hoping I'd be proven wrong with Overwatch 2, but you know how that all played out there, so that was cool. They released a trailer, right? Here it is. Thanks to resub CJ.
Overwatch on site. Taking heavy fire. Sky, confirm target. You've been spotted. You've been spotted. Get out of here, Sky. Get out of here.
Life before the war was extraordinary.
It's loud.
We were
That's not that
no
loud for
longer
me.
defined by our mistakes. The AIs were saving us from them. But we had no idea. It was all about to change.
This definitely isn't fan-made. I actually think this looks like quality-wise decent. Unless it's a very talented group of fans.
Through freedom, you can find your own path.
I mean, like, yeah, as far as the quality goes, I think the animated quality of it looks fine. God Slap looked better. Goddamn right it did. Well, that's because God Slap is top tier animation. Thanks, Resub Retro. And Knee. And the resub Melissa. Man, they're desperate. Well, yeah, man. Of course they're fucking desperate. Yes, very much so. They need a W somewhere, and it's not coming from their game, so they're trying anything else. Thanks, Resub Tan. The Resub Jazz. How long until they cancel the animation and give give people YouTube shorts instead? Yeah, they're gonna have to sideline the animation so they can focus on the game. Thanks to the resub. Here we go. And Borvik. Resub Eben. And Chaos. What's your take on the whole kick situation? You going to move? Do you think Twitch is going to stay around? Going to move? No. Like I said, when my contract's up, I'm going to try YouTube streaming, but I am open to trying kick streaming, and a little more open to it now after their recent announcement, how you can just toggle off gambling as a viewer. I think that's a huge move. Twitch itself doesn't even have that. For example, if I did an ad break right now, there's a very high chance you'd get a DraftKings ad. So Kick doing that I actually think is actually huge. So you won't see any gambling ads, or you wouldn't even see the category with the toggle on. So that's actually a huge move. Thanks to the resub Majora. But yeah, the main one I want to try after my contract is YouTube. But I am very much keeping up with everything Kick's doing. It really seems like they're trying to distance themselves and make real separation between the streaming platform and Stake. Because again, Twitch doesn't even do that. Gambling categories are top 20 on Twitch all the time, and one of their biggest ad partners is DraftKings, and you cannot opt out of seeing those ads. I don't know if I'll moist meter Hell's Paradise or not. I haven't decided yet. I did like it though. DraftKings equals Stake. Got it. What? Gambling equal gambling. In fact, sports betting is legitimately cited by all studies as the most, addictive form of gambling that gets people into it as the biggest gateway. Because sports gambling has become so normalized. Which I didn't even know. I used to believe that sports gambling was light gambling, like fantasy football with the boys, or you do you get free $5 for your fantasy football team to start here. It's sports gambling is still bad. It's still bad. Very much so. All gambling is. It's not even really a debate. Thanks, Resub Ginny. At least it's regulated. Yeah, I mean, at least you get your gambling addiction through a regulated casino. I guess that makes sense. I do agree unregulated gambling isn't good either. Obviously. But gambling addiction is gambling addiction whether you get it from a regulated source or an unregulated one. They're both still awful. But I would agree that unregulated is worse, for sure. If you're gonna get hooked on one gambling, might as well get the name brand gambling, I guess. Thanks to the resub Mega. Thanks to Tier 1 Chuck. I'm gonna play some more Street Fighter 6 tonight. Marissa, I want to try. Might try the AEW game at some point. Probably not. Meanwhile, the WWE is trying to get regulators to approve betting on matches. Never happening. We went over that. There is no shot they're going to allow sports betting on WWE matches. They're fucking scripted. You could absolutely cash out hard, easily. So there's no way that's ever gonna work. But we did talk about it. They were trying to lobby for sports betting to be extended to scripted events. But there's no way it's actually gonna happen. Thanks, resub Diello. I want to bet on the Harlem Globetrotters every game. True. Yeah. So many people would leak the scripts for a bit of cash, it would go to shit so fast. Well, not only that, even as a spectator, you a lot of times kind of know how a storyline's going. And Jesus Christ, anyone that actually is on the inside, the fraud would be unreal. It's just not gonna happen. There's no point in even toying around with the idea. There will never come a time. I'm gonna look so stupid if this does happen, but I don't think there will ever come a time when they will actually allow sports betting on scripted events. It would be the biggest fraud cases ever. But it would really highlight just how insidious all of that shit really is. Thanks to Tier 1 Soup, the Prime Colossi. Sports aren't scripted. I'm tired of that conspiracy theory. It's fun to toy around with the idea of it, but the people that really believe sports are scripted actually hurt my brain. I do think refs are corrupt. I think in a lot of sports, there are some refs that are legitimately corrupt. But as a whole, the sport itself is not fucking rigged. If it was rigged, the Heat would have won the NBA Finals this year. They shouldn't have even fucking been there. It was a miracle they even made it there, and then they got absolutely stomped. But yeah, I think a lot of the refs are corrupt. For sure. That's not really a conspiracy. You made a video on the Super Bowl saying it was rigged for the Chiefs? Jesus Christ, no, I did not. I made a joke about that, but no, I was just talking about the refs. Like exactly what I'm talking about right now. I think there are a lot of refs that are legitimately corrupt. There's a resub Fly, OB, Sage, and Inferno. No, you can't do that yet, Jay, but they're trying to make that a reality. Thanks to Resub Crafts. You know, here, I'll look it up. I don't think they're far along. I think they're still getting shut down. Yeah, no. This shit got shut down. This last update's from March. Things a Prime Kratos. There's no way this will happen. Esports betting would be so cool. Esports betting is already a thing, and I promise you it is very far from so cool. It's like single-handedly ruining Valorant at a high level. Thanks a resub. Oh, good to see you, Maki. Hope you're doing well. You see the first approved flying cars available for pre-order? Did not see that. I bet it's a pile of shit, though. Guys, I don't have a negative outlook on everything. Brother, what are you talking about? I've been so vocal about how awful flying cars would be. Take all of the day-to-day problems of driving with the worst drivers on the road and then put that in the air and everything becomes instantly 1,000 times more deadly. A flying car society is a death sentence. That is something I've been very vocal about for so long. That's not just like a random negative outlook. I think it's a terrible idea. Thanks to resub. Patty woke up in the prime potato. Thanks to Bits Arrow. Does anyone know how loud aircrafts can be? I don't even think the deafening sound would be the biggest problem. Thanks to the bits rang. You can gamble for WWE here in Australia, which makes 0 sense. Well, I know you can gamble on like obscure shit, but this is like this is going to actual gambling regulators to try and lobby for scripted betting. Or betting on scripted matches. It's a little different than just going to some obscure betting place for degenerates. Then you go to a regulated gambling place for degenerates to bet on fucking scripted matches. You can literally bet on anything though right now. Just not through the approved services. There are people betting on the submarine. Whether or not it'd be like rescued and all of that, or how long they'd live down there. Thanks to use of Apple and the Prime CVL. The reason this is a headline is because they're trying to get it actually going into the big gambling services through the regulators. Which will never happen. And shouldn't happen. Betting is becoming increasingly ridiculous. I've never looked it up. I'm curious. I wonder how much betting has been on the rise with the advent of things like DraftKings and shit being so normalized everywhere. It's got to be like popping off. Because I see this all the time now with people doing like the wildest bets on shit. What would I even look up? Gambling prevalence? Like 2010 versus now? Maybe like 2010 versus 2020. Statewide gambling prevalence in Maryland. These are the prime cars. I want like an all-encompassing one though. But maybe that's like too big. Yeah, it's mainly state by state, it seems. Have you seen the insane data of car chases? No, what is it? It's a recent model. Have you seen that you can bet on the next pope legally? You can bet on the next pope? Wait, how do you even know who to choose from? Do they have like a website for all the bishops with like hero shots and shit? Let me see. Oh yeah, wait, oh whoa. Wait, this is on one of the regulated ones? Yeah, right now, the leading one is Luis Antonio Gacum Tegel. That's your front runner right now for the next pope, according to the odds. That's actually so wild. Cool. Who's the underdog? Right now, the biggest underdog is tied with Cardinal Peter Erdo and Cardinal Odilo Pedro Schreier. Those are the underdogs right now. Thanks the bits 2. Yeah, that was in Iowa, right? scripted Pope bets. They could make it. Honestly, the Vatican could make a huge move when the Pope dies. They could just check the odds here because this is what it seems to be like a pretty large betting pool, I guess. So they could just look at the odds and be like, all right, give it to Odilo, and then we'll cash in. How old is the Pope? I don't know. He's got to be like 80 or some shit. Let's see. 86, yeah. Damn. He looks pretty good for 86. He's 80? No, it says he's 86. 86-year-old Pope returned to the modest Vatican City. There he is. Waving. Saying, hey. Yeah, I saw it. I haven't watched it yet. I saw that it released. I haven't watched it yet, though. He's a resub Rivas. The Cardinals can technically do a wild play and choose a random bishop to become the best pope. That would be wild. But I think they have to be in the pool, right? So they'd be doing themselves a big disservice if they did that. He's a prime Baron. Can they bet on themselves? Yeah, yeah, of course they could. They could absolutely rig it, for sure. He's a prime Sagi. And the tier 1 Evan. Is there a Pope draft? I don't know how they choose. They should have like some kind of event for it, like a competition. Like who can exercise the most demons in X amount of time. That'd be like a super cool way of figuring out who's most qualified. Just go on like this exorcism spree. Is the resub Chord, Cosmic, and the Prime Apprehensive? Look up the Pope voting process. It's wacky. The current procedure was established by Pope John Paul II in his Constitution. It was amended by Pope Benedict in 2007 and 2013. So a 2/3 supermajority vote is required to elect the new pope. It's called the Papal Conclave, excuse me. Wow, this is a very long procedure. Jesus. Yeah, it sounds like there's a ton of moving parts. There's a resub Unicorn and the Prime Crack. The resub Grandissimo and Prime Drone. Oh, that sounds cool, Christian. Yeah, I'll take a peek. No, apparently you have to be like a single male Catholic, and that's the only requirement. So you don't even really need to be a bishop or anything. Did you know there's a real Wikipedia article called List of Sexually Active Popes? What do you mean? There's only one pope. Oh, like throughout history. I see. Well, this is an interesting article. Wow, even St. Peter, huh? Thanks, a resub Oblivion. Yo, those the early popes were wild, and yeah, most of them had children too. It looks like our current pope is not on the list. The most recent pope to fuck is Pope Leo. No. Yeah, wow, Pope Leo in 1859. I'm sorry, 1829 was the last pope to get some pussy, I guess. The resub Greasy drop in the gift sub Marcy. Just got better at hiding it. Oh yeah, probably, most likely. Yeah, Pope Leo had 3 children. Not married. Well, they can't marry. Popes aren't allowed to be married. These are resub Trash, Prodigy, and gift sub Marcy. Pope Peter, the first pope, had a wife, and they changed it because of St. Augustine. Why? Why did they change it for St. Augustine? Now I'm really deep into the Pope lore. Christ. Man, it's so fucking upsetting that Google is always listening. I'm tired of it, and I'm tired of people pretending it's not real. I googled one thing about the Pope a minute ago, and I went to a brand new window, and all I typed in is why. And the first thing that comes up is, why can't a woman be Pope? Not exactly what I was asking, but it monitors actually fucking everything. It's so frustrating. Okay, let's see why they changed it. It's called the Rules of Celibacy. And it's been upheld for 900 years. Well, loosely. Loosely. Doesn't say why St. Augustine did it. Yeah, I don't see anything about St. Augustine being the one to change it. Thanks the Prime. Kanye and resub Crack. And 2 give subs Tesseract. And the resub Hades. Pope lore does go wild. Agreed. Ugh. Thanks, Resub Geo. Pope Alexander VI loved watching horses fuck in front of him, and allegedly once had a supper called the Banquet of Chestnuts, where he had 50 naked women pick up chestnuts in front of his entire family for fun. Did you mean to type horses? What a baffling bit of lore. I don't even feel like looking it up, to be honest. I'll just assume it's real. I don't know. Thanks to give sub stupidity and the resub goat. And the resub Kamal. Any plans for tonight? Just going over some wacky shit, and then I'm doing some Street Fighter. Moist Esports just signed our first Street Fighter 6 player, so I'm celebrating with a little grinding. We signed Just the Kid. He plays Jury. I'm not going to play Jury, though. Jury's way too hard for me, so I'm doing something a little easier. I'm going to try Marissa. Pope Stephen put a past Pope's body on trial because he hated him. That's quite the grudge. Poor guy couldn't even defend himself. Unless he brought, like, the Holy Spirit down. No, it is. Apparently all that Pope stuff is real. I don't know. I'm just going off what I read. I wasn't there. I don't know if Pope Alexander did that shit. I have no clue. So this is where the PvE budget went. No. No, that budget didn't go anywhere. There was no such thing. Alright, I'm gonna go fill up my water, take a tinkle, and then we're gonna start the Street Fighter 6 grind a little bit. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, I'll be right back. There's a tier 1. Fruit and the resub golden, meta and rabbit. Have you seen the new granny route? No. Which one? The original granny has a new route? I'll check it real quick, but then I'm going to Street Fighter. Actually, I'll just check it here. Ooh. Oh, from 6 days ago. Wait, this is brand new. Thanks to the 5 gift subs, Tesseract and the resub Godfiend. So it's mainly just the beginning of the run that's different. Nope, this is different. Man, this looks so much more complicated than the one I used to run. Jesus Christ.